Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen Brown. I'm a spiritual and intuitive healer, mentor, and author, and I help people upgrade their relationships in life by reclaiming their personal power and healing their self. Today, I want to talk to you guys about something that came across my idea list the other day when one of my friends was called something by somebody else. They came to me and they said, so-and-so said I was this. Am I that? Now, the interesting thing is that this person is the absolute polar opposite of what they were being called. And I was like, no, like in no way, shape, or form is that who you are. That person was either projecting onto you who they are, or somehow they are seeing you through a filter in their own life. And this can happen so often in our life where we are perceived in a certain way by other people. However, that doesn't always mean it's true. Now, as recovering people pleasers, many times we are very, very hypervigilant and aware of how people are perceiving us and receiving us. We pay very close attention to not only the nuances of their expressions or what we think it is that they would like us to be, but we also pay close attention to the words they speak to us, around us, over us, or about us. And we so quickly want to adjust that behavior so that we can get the love, approval, and acceptance from the outside world. However, oftentimes we could be owning things that are not who we are because we don't yet have a firm sense of self, that we're taking in all of this information and we're thinking, oh gosh, now I'm being called that, so I need to adjust it here. Or this one's calling me this, I need to adjust this over here. When truly, people are either projecting onto you, they could be jealous of you, they could be trying to keep you small, or they have some sort of trauma lens that they are seeing you in their own viewpoint, and it's not true. There's only one person on this planet, one person who knows you best, and that is you. So when we take in the words of other people, we're going to be whipsawed around through life. We're going to be confused. We're not going to really know what's happening. And we're going to step away from our own center and our self-healing journey because we're going to be dipping into an arena that is not where our work is. So let's say somebody calls you controlling, and you're really not a controlling person. In fact, you're the opposite. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I was called controlling. So now you're working really hard to not be what you're perceiving is controlling. You're in an arena that doesn't even work for you. That's not going to help you or heal you in any way. So it's very important on our journey that we only own what is ours. And the beauty of this whole story is that we have this mechanism within that's a truth teller. We have a heart center, and that heart center knows the truth. However, when we're up in our brain and we're up in our fear, because we want to please all these people, we're away from our heart and we're up in our thinker, and that is going to give us false information. So anytime that somebody speaks words over you, to you, around you, or about you, it's really important that you go within and you ask yourself, is this true? Is this true about me? Because you already know the truth. It either is true or it's not true. And if it's not true, it's highly, highly imperative on this healing journey that you don't own it. Don't take responsibility for what is not yours. When you go within and you ask yourself if this is true, oftentimes, the first voice in our head is that of the ego, and the ego lies. So it's either going to own it, even though it's not true, or it's not going to own it when it is true. So wait for that moment to pass and then get really quiet, open your heart and say, is this true? Am I these things that this person is speaking over me? And if it is not true, do not own it. Trust me when I tell you, we have plenty things that we can own because we're on a healing journey. We are the walking wounded. We are fallible human beings, and there's plenty of things we can own. Let's not muddy the waters and make this more complicated than it is by owning things that is not ours. Like I mentioned earlier, many times people are projecting who they are onto us. If you don't yet know what projection is, I have videos about that. I will locate one and I will actually put it up here so that you can get well versed on what projection is. Projection is when we project the disowned places inside of ourselves, the unhealed places inside of ourselves, onto other people. And we will call them those things when really they are what we are. We're just shooting them out onto the world on some type of screen, which is a person in our lives. Many times people are going to project onto us who they are. Have you ever had someone, let's say, call you controlling, argumentative, intense, not friendly? I don't know, make up the words, whatever it might be. And you're sitting there and you're thinking, that's not me. But then your second thought is, that's them. They're the person that is that. That's what projection is. It's highly, highly important on your healing journey that you don't own it. You recognize it, and sometimes you can say it to them and sometimes not, depending on the person and how they're going to receive that thing, because sometimes people just want to be argumentative and they're never ever ever going to see your point. And in those cases in my life, with I had people like that are committed to their story no matter what, I just stopped talking, because there's not my job to try to convince somebody that they're wrong or they're seeing me incorrectly. That is the lens that they have in front of their face, and that is how they're viewing me. And I also know that they're not only going to view me that way, but they're going to view other people in their lives the same way, because that is their projection coming out. Also, people are going to try to control you. People are going to try to manipulate you. And this doesn't mean it's always for some type of dastardly reason. Okay. Many times people are controlling and manipulating because they're unconscious. And what you're doing in your life is making them uncomfortable in some way so that they can control you and they can pull you back a little bit. They don't have to feel uncomfortable. I know this is strange, but we're talking human beings here. So if that's the case and somebody is trying to manipulate or control you, and you allow their words to manipulate and control you, that is going to keep you stuck, and it's also going to keep them stuck, and you're going to stay in the same type of dynamic. The healing journey is a courageous journey. We have to be willing to not own what's not ours, but also equally own what is ours. The coolest thing ever, y'all, is that we have everything we need inside to heal. We are actually self-healing powerhouses. We've got everything inside. We just have to be willing to be honest with ourselves. And I will tell you this, if we're owning something that is not ours, we are not being honest with ourselves. As equally as if we are not owning something that is ours. Self-honesty, self-awareness is key. You've got everything it takes to heal yourself. Let's start at this foundational level where you stop owning what's not yours and you start owning what is yours. And you're going to see yourself heal so much faster than staying stuck in the quagmire of believing every single thing that is said about you or to you. If you've enjoyed this episode, I'd super appreciate a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment below and share with someone you love. And if you feel called for it, you can give me a super thanks by clicking that link right below that says super thanks. And until next time, everybody, remember, you've got everything it takes to heal. You are a self-healing badass. I believe in you, and it's time to believe in yourself.